Hello everybody and welcome to week 1 of Christmas festive crafts. And for today you are going to need some clay, different shaped or sizes stars. You can just have one if you want, that's fine. A rolling pin, a pointy tool, a straw or a paintbrush if you haven't got a straw. Also you'll need some water and a little sponge. If you haven't got a little sponge, you can just use your fingers, that's fine. So we're going to begin today's class by giving our clay a bit of a wedge. That means thumping it onto the board. I'm using this chopping board because if I put it on a table, it will get messy and any plastic coverings just tend to get picked up. The clay picks them up. So once I've given it a good wedge to take out all the air bubbles, then I'm going to roll out my clay a little bit. I'm going to start rolling and pick up and to flip over. This is so that my clay does not stick to the wood. Do a little roll and then pick up again. Now when it gets quite thin, I'm just going to work with a little bit of clay today just to show you, I think, so I'm taking that off. Okay, so this is my clay. At the moment it's about that thin. That's not thin enough because for our wreath decoration, our star garland decorations, we don't want heavy clay hanging from a ribbon, or it'll just hang heavily. So we need to try and get our clay as thin as we can, but as equal as well. So keep moving your rolling pin around, and I've got to the point now where it's quite thin. Can you see? So I'm going to put some paper down because I want to be able to lift my stars when I cut them. So I'm just placing some paper on my board and just really having a look to see if it's even. Now I'm pressing lightly. I'm not trying to roll any further. And I'm just trying to get my clay nice and evenly spread out. And I'm quite happy with that. Now, it's like baking cookies. If you've done this, you will know exactly. If you bake cookies, you'll be fine with this. I'm going to press my cutter firmly down and lift off. Lift it off carefully, and I am going to do that again. I'm going to use a bigger star as well because I'd like my garland to be different. Press it down. When you lift, just help the clay garland to come out of the clay by using your fingers to help you. And I'm just going to press these stars out. If you can't get you can see I'm using my finger to gently press out. Now, the clay's still got lots of water in, so it's wet and it's heavier. When it dries, it will be lighter. So that's good in terms of our hanging on our garland up. So I'm just going to leave my stars on here. They're bendy, they're curly. I'm going to form them a little bit better. Press them down a bit where they got a bit bashed around. And I'm going to be leaving them here to dry, but not quite yet. I need to do 2 more things. And the first thing is I'm going to make a hole in my star where I want it to be hung. Now, if you've got a straw, that's the best thing. I'm using this paintbrush, and I'm just choosing a bit that's not too near an edge to press a hole through. Twist it around. And just check it's gone all the way through. We're going to need to put string through these holes, so make sure at the end there's a big enough gap to get the string through. I'm going to do the same here. I'm not going to use that. It looks a bit too fragile, so I'm going to use this side here. And I'm just going to move my paintbrush around. I've got to that point. Now I am going to use my finger and some water to smooth out any lumps and bumps I have in my clay. And you can see as I'm doing that, it's getting really smooth. I'm going around the edges. And if you've got any bits you think are going to fall off, like I have here, I'm just pressing that back on again. You can move your clay around as much as you want, until you've got a nice smooth star. Now, I'm going to be leaving these to dry for about 2 days. You can tell when it's dry because the clay changes colour. It gets lighter in colour and lighter in weight as the water evaporates out of it. If you put it in a warm room, it will dry quicker. And then you can get on and paint them. So this is what I'm going to do with mine. My next video will be of my stars painted, and I'll be showing you how to hang your stars. I'm going to do more after this video. I'm going to make another, maybe 5 or 6, depending on how long I want my garland to be. So you get on, make your star garlands, leave them to dry for a few days, and then you can paint them whatever colour you want. Okay, see you soon, bye.